Hey up everybody, and welcome back to the Audio Cycling YouTube channel, where today we're going to be taking a look at who I am selecting for the VELOGAMES Italy competition. It starts tomorrow, and if you need any help deciding who to put on your teams, be sure to go and check back at the other kind of 2 or 3 videos that I've done the last few days, because those have lots of information as to who I think and who some of also the other members of the Audio Cycling VELOGAMES podcast think are some good selections to be going with. But let's take a look at who I'm going to be selecting. If you have watched yesterday's video, it remains very unchanged from that. But let's talk about who I'm selecting, who these 9 riders are. So to begin with, in the all-rounder category, we have Primoz Roglic. Pretty basic pick, 24 credits. And I can understand what people are saying in the comments and around the place about whether Roglic is going to be worth it at 24 credits. Is he going to get enough points to really warrant that high price tag? And I think that is certainly a very warranted point, and it makes a lot of sense, and you are absolutely correct in judging that and scrutinising it. But I would say that the problem comes for me is that if I don't go with Roglic, I don't know where else I'd really put my points, to be honest with you, because I'm not a big fan of the climate, or a lot of just because of the way the races and the stages and the lack of mountaintop finishes. I'm not a big fan of the climber category, so I may as well go with Roglic because he's the big favourite to win. Second to him, my other all-rounder is Juan Ayuso. Again, I'm just going with a pretty basic 2 big favourites in GC, put them both down because I think one of them will win, so at least I might be happy either way. And that's pretty much it. They're both good time trialists, and they've both been in good form this year. Therefore, I just want to go with both of the big GC favourites. My first climber is Romain Bardet. This is Bardet's last Grand Tour, I think. He retires after the end of the Dauphiné. I still don't know why it's not after the end of a tour, but hey-ho. I've just gone with Bardet because, like I said, it's his last Grand Tour. I think he'll want to really put on a bit of a show in his last Grand Tour. I think that he'll be able to get into breakaways. I think he might top 15 GC as well. And I think that with a huge number of mountain stages which could end in a breakaway, I think Bardet is a good one for me, one of my favourite 8 credit riders in this race. Alongside him, my other climber is Lorenzo Fortunato. I did have Steinhauser in here, but I saw people have shared a press release with me. He said something about just really here to help Richie Porte, so I've gone with Fortunato instead, based upon Fortunato's fantastic Tour de Romandie, where he was 4th up Tion 2000. He was just incredible up there, and so I've gone with him based upon that, and he got that stage win in there as well. And Astana are a team really just with a lot of confidence at the moment, so I think Fortunato's going to do pretty well, maybe in GC and also for stage hunting. My sprinter is Caden Groves, 10 credits. Groves is very consistent in the Grand Tours and usually exceeds 100 points per credit, so 1,000 points. And therefore I just really like Groves for this race. I think he's usually quite a safe option to be going with. Watch him just go in DNF now, but I quite like Groves for the Grand Tours. 10 credits is quite good. My unclassified rider category, I firstly have Chris Harper, because Jacob Alula say he is their GC leader for this race, and even if that means he doesn't get into that many breakaways, I think he could still top 10 this race possibly, and if he gets into breakaways, that's all the better. So I think Harper's just a nice safe one. I think there might be ones who are a bit riskier, who could score more than him, but I'm going to go with a bit of a safety approach here. Speaking of which, my next unclassified rider is Josh Tarling. Very similar to Harper. There will probably be people who will score more than Tarling, who, you know, they'll be low selected and they'll get in loads of breaks and they'll be in the top 5 of like 4 or 5 stages. But for me, Tarling is the favourite for 2 time trials, and therefore I just want to try and bag myself those 400 whatever points that he might get from those. And I just think that's a nice safe approach to be going with. My last unclassified rider is Wout Poels, because of his win of a Tour de Turquia, the stage win he got there. Clearly in fantastic form. Him and Fortunato, I think, are a great pairing for Astana. And with all the mountain terrain, I think Poels is a great one. I mean, he's won a stage of the Vuelta. He's won a stage, in the Tour de France, and now he wants to complete his trilogy. And I think that Paul's got a great chance of doing that. So that was a nice, easy one to be selecting. And then my wildcard slot, although not much of a wildcard, I must admit, but it's Olav Koy. Because for me, I think Koy is just the fastest sprinter in this race. And, okay, maybe he lacks the versatility of Mads Pedersen, but I just think that Koy, being the fastest sprinter in this race, with a lead out of Wout van Aert and Affini and Dylan van Baarle, Bart Lemon, etc., I think that Koy's got a good chance of picking up multiple stage wins here, and maybe even the Chiclamina jersey, based upon the fact that the Chiclamina jersey is weighted more towards the points you gain from really flat stages rather than the medium difficulty stages. So Koy I'm just going with because I think he's going to get loads of stage wins, and I think that's just going to be a nice kind of easy few wins, hopefully. So yeah, that's my team of 9. My general premise is I've gone with 2 big GC favourites and I've gone with 2 big sprinters, and then I filled it out with some quality names who are sort of some breakaway guys for Bardet, Fortunato, Pools and maybe Harper, and then Tarling's in there really just for the TT points. And I really like this team actually. I think that it's got good balance across the board, and I think I'm fairly set on keeping this. So let me know who you're thinking of putting in your teams in the comment sections down below, and best of luck to everybody, and also, you know, keep me up to date on the Stage Hunter competition, which George has also released. If you want updates on that, I suppose I could do that throughout the Giro if people wanted to. But all that is left to say is to stay safe out there, good luck, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.